King Thanos. He is not just another version of the Mad Titan, we're talking about Thanos at the end of time, after he's conquered the universe, defeated every hero, villain, and cosmic being, and he's left with only one thing: regret. Introduced in Thanos 2016, King Thanos is a version of Thanos from the far future who succeeded in doing the impossible. He wiped out all of life and killed the Marvel Universe. Galactus, dead. The Celestials, gone. The Watchers, Ego, the Living Tribunal, even cosmic abstracts like Eternity and Infinity, all obliterated. Only Thanos remains, ruling from a throne made of bone and ash, accompanied by a few survivors, Cosmic Ghost Rider, his herald, and Hulk, mutated and enslaved as his pet, and a broken, silent world that obeys by default, because there's no one left to rebel. But here's the twist: he is not satisfied. In fact, he's tormented. With nothing left to kill, King Thanos realizes that true glory eludes him unless he can face one final opponent: himself. He summons his younger self through time, not to train him, not to advise him, but to kill him. Why? Because King Thanos knows the only being in the multiverse worthy of ending his wretched existence is himself, and he can't enter the afterlife until he defeats the final being he's never been able to slay, Lady Death, the personification of death itself. That's right, after all these years, Thanos still seeks to prove himself worthy of Death's love. And even after destroying gods, celestials, and cosmic entities, she still turns away, and his final goal is to earn her embrace. And to do that, he must complete the circle by dying at the hands of a better version of himself. So this storyline, Thanos Wins, revolves around the present-day Thanos helping or hindering his future self's final plan. Anyway, together, they battle the hammer-wielding surfer, aka the Fallen One, the universe's last survivor, with the annihilation wave behind him. And after disposing of the Cosmic Ghost Rider, the Fallen One was attacked by the Hulk, who he had inadvertently unleashed. And upon seeing what had become of his friend, Norrin calmed him down, making him return to his human form moments before King Thanos stabbed both in the back with the Twilight Sword. The Fallen One is defeated and Death appeared. Eventually, King Thanos reveals his greatest fear, that Death herself has abandoned him. His entire journey, his obsession with destruction and balance, was for her love and approval. But in killing everything, he made himself irrelevant, even to Death. Realizing that this version of himself is a failure, young Thanos rejects that future. He returns to his own time, swearing never to become what he saw. And this act erases King Thanos from existence, wiping the timeline where he ruled and leaving the Mad Titan with a new path ahead. So King Thanos got what he wanted, and it meant absolutely nothing. Entropy Hulk. In the Immortal Hulk series, we witness one of the darkest and most terrifying versions of the Hulk ever conceived. And this isn't just Hulk as a rampaging force of nature, this is Hulk as a vessel for a god of destruction, the one below all, a cosmic, hellish entity that represents the absolute end of everything: hatred, entropy, and annihilation. Let's rewind. So the Immortal Hulk series begins with the premise that Bruce Banner cannot die. No matter how brutally he's killed, the Hulk always rises, resurrecting his broken body. But as the story goes deeper, it becomes clear something ancient and horrifying is awakening within him, something beneath even death. And that something is the one below all, a dark god imprisoned in the lowest layer of reality, the opposite of the one above all. It dwells in the below place, a green hell beneath the Marvel multiverse. And the twist, this being has chosen the Hulk, especially Bruce's Savage Hulk persona, as its perfect vessel, using his rage and trauma as a gateway into the living world. And the Immortal Hulk, issue 25, showed the ultimate evolution of the Hulk if the one below all had its way. And this version of the Hulk had grown to a size that rivaled the most powerful Celestials and traveled the cosmos destroying worlds as if they were nothing. No world was safe from this Hulk's power and rage. Without an infinity gauntlet, destroying planets with one punch was far beyond what any other Hulk or being in the Marvel Universe could master. And during the climatic battle in Immortal Hulk, issue 50, Bruce travels into the below place and confronts the truth. He and the Hulk have been avatars of the one below all along. Every act of destruction, every rampage, and every explosion of fury, each was a crack in the door, letting this being in. But Bruce doesn't give in. He fights back, spiritually and psychologically, realizing that the Hulk isn't just rage, he is survival. And he is the reason Bruce endured childhood abuse, trauma, and loss. And that realization weakens the one below all. But for the time, when fully manifested, this version of the Hulk is something utterly terrifying. It doesn't just smash, it corrupts. It absorbs gamma beings, wraps reality around it, and drags souls into eternal torment. It is the Hulk if he were Satan himself, and it is perhaps the most symbolically powerful. The Fallen One. It is a future version of the Silver Surfer who appears in the Thanos Wins storyline, and this version of Norrin Red is not the noble herald of Galactus we once knew, but a vengeful, utterly relentless survivor in a universe gone to ruin. So in this bleak future, King Thanos, the older version of the Mad Titan, has already won. He has slaughtered every hero, cosmic god and concept. Only one being continues to defy him across the vast emptiness of the cosmos, the Fallen One, who is revealed to be Silver Surfer, wielding Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor. Yes, you heard that right. After centuries of loss, regret and rage, Silver Surfer became worthy. And the transformation of Norrin Red into the Fallen One is one born from survival and desperation. He wanders the dead universe for thousands of years, outliving Galactus, the Celestials and every vestige of life. His once smooth, polished appearance is now scarred and worn, and his power cosmic remains intact but is fused with the godlike strength of Thor's weapon, making him one of the most powerful beings left in existence. And when the Fallen One arrives at Castle Doom, King Thanos' fortress at the end of time, he is nothing like the peaceful herald he once was, no longer a seeker of balance. Norrin here is a being forged in darkness, and behind him swarms the Annihilation Wave, his final army against the Mad Titan who consumed all things, and his body now saturated with black matter, the primordial force said to bind galaxies together. But Thanos was ready. Knowing the Surfer's return was inevitable, King Thanos had the Cosmic Ghost Rider travel back in time and drag his younger self to the end of time. Now two Thanos incarnations stand united to face the last rebel in the universe, and as the battle erupts, the Annihilation Wave is annihilated, not by Thanos but by Cosmic Ghost Rider, who unleashes Hellfire under a cosmic force to burn it all to ash. But the Fallen One presses forward, with the power cosmic merged with Thor's enchanted hammer and the density of black matter flowing through him. He tears into both young Thanos and King Thanos and the Rider. He destroys the Ghost Rider, and the fight draws out the final weapon King Thanos had held in reserve, the Hulk, or at least what's left of him. And when the two lock eyes, Norrin speaks softly. He doesn't fight the Hulk, he reaches him. Through all the madness, he finds Bruce Banner still buried inside, calming him and helping him revert to his human form. Norrin finds his friend, for a brief moment at peace. But from behind, King Thanos strikes, wielding the Twilight Sword, and in a brutal move, he impales both Bruce and Norrin through the back. Both Young and all Thanos descend on him, beating him mercilessly, and finally, King Thanos kills the last light of the universe by impaling the Fallen One's skull on Mjolnir's handle. House of M Scarlet Witch. In Marvel's long list of reality-wrapping beings, Scarlet Witch stands near the top, and House of M Wanda Maximoff is her most dangerous form. This version of Wanda rewrote the fabric of the entire Marvel universe, altering history, memories, and biology for billions. And she did it with just 3 words. Before House of M, Wanda had already suffered massive psychological trauma. She had lost her children, twins she created with magic, who were later revealed to be illusions. And when those memories resurfaced during Avengers Disassembled, it triggered a mental breakdown that caused her powers to spiral out of control. So Wanda, under immense emotional distress and manipulated by her brother Quicksilver, used her reality-wrapping Hex magic, amplified by chaos magic and latent cosmic power, to create a new reality. In this new world, mutants were the dominant species, and her father Magneto ruled over a peaceful mutant-run society known as the House of M. Every major hero, from Spider-Man to Captain America, Wolverine and more, had their heart's desires granted in this world. But beneath it all, Wanda was barely holding things together. In House of M, Wanda's powers aren't just spells or hexes, they are cosmic in scale. She demonstrates omni-reality manipulation, as she can reshape all of existence on a universal level, memory alteration, she rewrites everyone's memories to match the new reality, instant mass depowering. With a thought, she eliminates the X gene from nearly all mutants, and the creation of false children, cities, and even histories, as her world is internally consistent and deeply detailed. But ultimately, she realizes that the utopia she created isn't real. The world is crumbling, and her actions have taken a toll, and in a moment of pain and resolution, she utters the 3 words that change Marvel forever: no more mutants. With that phrase, the decimation begins. Over 90% of mutants worldwide lose their powers. The mutant population plummets from millions to a few hundred, and this single act reshapes Marvel continuity for years, leading into Messiah Complex, Utopia, and more. And in this storyline, Wanda is not a villain in the traditional sense. She's more of a tragic figure, overwhelmed by loss, love, and betrayal. Her power level is shown to rival even cosmic entities, and her actions had real lasting consequences in the Marvel universe, unlike many big events that get reset. Cosmic Ghost Rider. a fusion of the spirit of vengeance, the power cosmic, and the broken soul of Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. He's a cosmic powerhouse, a vengeful, unhinged anti-hero set loose in the multiverse. His origin comes from Thanos 2016, issue 13. In an alternate future where Thanos kills almost all life, Frank Castle makes a deal with Mephisto to become the Ghost Rider, hoping to continue his endless crusade of vengeance. But there's a problem. He's the last being alive. There's no one left to punish. And driven mad by cosmic isolation, Frank drifts through the wasteland of a dead Earth for years, losing his mind. And that's when Galactus arrives, weakened and desperate, seeking help against Thanos. Frank, craving purpose, offers to serve as his herald, combining the spirit of vengeance with the power cosmic to become the Cosmic Ghost Rider. He rides a flaming, space chain-powered motorcycle across galaxies, obliterating cosmic threats in Galactus' name. Eventually, Thanos kills Galactus, and instead of finishing off Castle, he invites him to join him. And then Cosmic Ghost Rider becomes Thanos' right hand. But the story doesn't stop there. Eventually, Castle is pulled back in time to prevent Thanos from ever becoming who he is, and in a hilarious twist, he kidnaps baby Thanos and tries to raise him right, becoming a bizarre space dad who teaches murder prevention between interstellar shootouts. And of course, it doesn't go well. You can't really out-parent Destiny. And about his powers, Cosmic Ghost Rider can fly faster than light across galaxies, generate hellfire blasts and energy constructs, heal from nearly any injury, but it's his personality that truly stands out. Frank Castle is still in there, sarcastic, cynical, and often hilarious. He's like Deadpool if he had Ghost Rider powers and cosmic awareness, and maybe even less sanity. The future version of Franklin Richards. He is the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and he's one of the most powerful beings in the entire Marvel multiverse. Even as a child, Franklin was considered an Omega-level mutant, with reality-wrapping powers on a cosmic scale. But when we glimpse his adult or future self, we see a character who has gone far beyond mutant classification, becoming a being who can reshape galaxies with a thought. As a child, Franklin's powers emerged in unpredictable bursts, creating pocket universes, reviving dead heroes, and even subconsciously bending reality to protect those he loved. The X-Men and the Fantastic Four both recognized early on that Franklin wasn't just a mutant, he was something else entirely. In the future, his power is more controlled, refined, and immense. His classification as a mutant eventually became controversial in universe, with later revelations claiming his mutant powers were lost and that his mutation was artificially simulated. But in many timelines and multiversal futures, Franklin continues to evolve into one of Marvel's most important and dangerous entities. His future self has been shown creating entire pocket realities, restoring dead universes, and even shaping existence itself. He's wielded power that rivals or even exceeds abstract beings like Eternity and the Living Tribunal. And Galactus himself once became Franklin's herald. That's how colossal Franklin's power becomes over time. And in Fantastic Four 604, we see a future where Franklin stands beside an elderly Galactus, watching over the universe. He is referred to as the Last God, having survived long after all other cosmic forces have faded. And this version of Franklin commands such mastery over time, space, and reality that he essentially becomes a god of creation, balancing the Marvel multiverse in its dying days. But even as an adult, he's guided by the values instilled by his parents like compassion, responsibility, and hope, so he's not corrupted by power like many cosmic beings. Instead, he projects reality with a near-messianic sense of duty. Captain Universe Miles Morales. While Miles Morales is best known as the youthful and agile Spider-Man of the Ultimate Universe, there was a brief but incredible moment when he ascended to a cosmic level of power by becoming Captain Universe. Of course, Captain Universe isn't a person, it's a mantle, a role bestowed by the Enigma Force, the mysterious cosmic power that chooses hosts in times of great need, and when bonded with a host, the Enigma Force grants god-tier abilities like reality manipulation, super strength, speed and durability, energy projection, molecular reconstruction, and cosmic awareness. And it's not just a power, it's the universe itself choosing a champion. And in the epic event of Spider-Geddon, the Inheritors return, those beings who hunt and feed on spider-powered individuals across different realities. The Spider Army, made up of dozens of Spider variants like Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man Noir, and Spider-Punk, band together to stop them. And in issue 5 of the event, when all seems lost and the Inheritors are close to winning, the Enigma Force selects Miles Morales as its new host, transforming him into Captain Universe. Suddenly, Miles becomes one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel multiverse. Armed with the Uni power, he wipes out Solace, the Inheritors' leader, with ease, turning the tide of the battle. And while his time as Captain Universe was brief, it was a defining moment that showed how far Miles has come. And the Enigma Force, just like I mentioned, it doesn't pick randomly. It chooses based on courage, heart, and potential. God Emperor Doom. It's the ultimate version of Victor Von Doom, and in this form, he's not just a genius or a tyrant, he is a literal god. This version of Doom comes from the Secret Wars 2015 event, and it's one of the most powerful and terrifying iterations of any Marvel character ever. The story begins with the collapse of the multiverse. All realities are dying due to incursions, catastrophic events where universes crash into one another. As the multiverse falls apart, Doom works alongside Molecule Man and Doctor Strange to try and stop the destruction. But when the final incursion occurs between Earth 616 and the Ultimate Universe, Doom steals the power of the Beyonders, cosmic beings capable of destroying universes with ease. Armed with that stolen power, Doom creates a patchwork planet called Battleworld, made from the fragments of the destroyed multiverse. He kills the Beyonders, reshapes reality, and declares himself God Emperor Doom. On this new world, Doom rules with absolute authority. People worship him as a deity, and even cosmic beings like Galactus and the Living Tribunal are either destroyed or reshaped to serve him. Doctor Strange becomes his sheriff, and Sue Storm becomes his queen, despite her not knowing that Doom reshaped her memories. He rules all, yet he's constantly haunted by the fear that he's still not worthy of that power. And Reed Richards, his lifelong rival, still lives, hidden in the remnants of Earth 616, and Doom knows that, deep down, Reed might have been the better man to wield godhood. So when Reed eventually returns and confronts him, Doom admits the one truth that has always haunted him. Reed would have done it better. And that one moment of vulnerability is enough for Molecule Man to strip Doom of his power and give it to Reed, who remakes the multiverse anew. But Doom doesn't die. Instead, he survives, scarred emotionally more than physically. And for the first time in his life, he tries to be good. He even abandons the mask and becomes infamous Iron Man, attempting to honor the legacy of Tony Stark after his death. Old King Phoenix Thor. In the far future of Earth 14412, Thor Odinson becomes more than just the All-Father, he becomes the last god, a lonely guardian of a dying cosmos. But by this point, he has outlived nearly all life in the universe and wields the ancient knowledge of the gods and the full burden of cosmic history, alongside Mjolnir of course. But even this King Thor, hardened by time and grief, reaches new heights of power when he briefly merges with the Phoenix Force. So after the multiverse was restored post-Secret Wars, King Thor traveled to the outer edges of the universe. And there, he sought answers, possibly a way to delay the inevitable end. But instead of peace, he found an old friend, James Howlett, aka Old Man Phoenix. A resurrected Wolverine merged with the Phoenix Force, and the reunion was not a warm one. Logan, now one with the fiery cosmic entity, attacked Thor without hesitation. He blamed the reborn Earth for awakening an old threat, Doom, who had returned after millennia and was collecting the powers once wielded by the prehistoric Avengers. And what followed was a god-level clash so fierce that it rattled the very fabric of space-time. And the duel between Old Man Phoenix and King Thor is one of Marvel's most explosive. These two were immortal legends, carrying the weight of the universe. Even Thor, thrilled to see an old companion after millennia, was overwhelmed by Logan's power. Thor was defeated, but spared only because the Phoenix Force still remembered their ancient bond. Eventually, the two joined forces and returned to Earth, where Doom had become a god once again, now enhanced with multiple prehistoric powers and wielding a terrifyingly evolved pen and stare. During the battle, Doom nearly kills Thor, leaving him broken. But Wolverine makes the ultimate sacrifice. He transfers the Phoenix Force into Mjolnir. Thor, now wielding Mjolnir imbued with the Phoenix Force, obliterates Doom in a strike so massive it shakes the Earth's mantle, triggering decade-long natural disasters. Their battle spans 99 years, devastating continents and reshaping the very crust of New Midgard. And after finally defeating Doom, Thor collapses from exhaustion and trauma. His body burned and battered, falls into what the story calls the Forever Sleep, a near-death stasis meant for recovery. And as he sleeps beneath the earth, the Phoenix Force leaves Mjolnir and moves on to a new host, warning the few surviving mortals, Thor's granddaughters, that a greater darkness still looms. And though his time wielding the Phoenix was brief, it was one of the most powerful and emotionally resonant moments in Marvel's future timelines. God of Light Venom. In Marvel's King in Black event, and by the end of the cosmic war against Null, the long host of the alien symbiote Venom doesn't just become a stronger version of himself, he becomes the God of Light, the ultimate antithesis, and the new King in Black. For years, Null loomed as the creator of the symbiotes, a primordial being born in the void before time who despised all light and life. He controlled a vast army of symbiotes and brought entire worlds to their knees. And when he invaded Earth, it was the final war between darkness and light. No one, not the Avengers, not the X-Men, and not even cosmic entities could stop him. But in the middle of the chaos, something unexpected happens. The Enigma Force, also known as the God of Light, finally takes a host, Erebrook. This cosmic power is the same force that once turned Peter Parker into Captain Universe, and now sensing the purity in Eddie's will to protect his son and the world, it chooses him. Eddie Brock becomes Venom, no longer powered by a symbiote, but by pure cosmic light. And in this new form, God of Light's Venom is nearly unstoppable. He towers with celestial brilliance, adorned in living armor, shaped like Venom but glowing with radiant energy. He wields Mjolnir and the Silver Surfer's board, fused into a massive battle axe, a weapon that combines divine thunder and the power cosmic. And with this, Eddie takes the fight directly to Null, in a way no one else could. And during their final confrontation, Null tries to corrupt Eddie, to wrap his tendrils of darkness around him like he did to so many others. But Eddie has transcended his fears, his anger, and even the Venom persona itself. He rips the symbiote god from the heart of the planet, flies him into the stars, and destroys Null by throwing him into the sun. Pure light cleansing pure darkness. And after Null's defeat, Eddie doesn't return to being just a host, he becomes the new King in Black, but one of balance. He now watches over the symbiote hive mind, becoming its protector and guiding force. So from street level anti-hero to universal guardian, God of Light Venom is the final evolution of Eddie Brock. Cosmic Spider-Man. Among the countless spider people across the multiverse, none shine brighter, literally and metaphorically, than Cosmic Spider-Man of Earth 13, also known as Enigma Force Spider-Man. This version of Peter Parker is a cosmic god. He possesses the Enigma Force, the same mysterious energy that transforms mortals into Captain Universe, and it elevates him to a level where he can stand alongside Marvel's most powerful beings. So in the past of Earth 13, Peter Parker lived a life very similar to the main universe's Spider-Man, bitten by a radioactive spider, the loss of Uncle Ben, guilt, heroism, all of it. But everything changed when he was chosen by the Enigma Force, granting him the full power of Captain Universe. Now he has unlimited cosmic awareness, he can manipulate energy. On a molecular level, he can fly and travel faster than light, he has super strength far beyond his usual levels, he can wrap reality in minor forms, invulnerability to most forms of attack, and matter transmutation. So essentially he's a cosmic god with spider sense, and he was a central figure in Spider-Verse 2014, where various spider people across the multiverse unite to battle the Inheritors, an ancient vampire-like family that feeds on spider totems. And as the most powerful among them, this Spider-Man becomes the leader of the multiversal resistance. He sets up base in his own universe because his version of Earth is safe from Inheritor attacks thanks to his immense cosmic power. But unfortunately, even godlike strength has limits. Morland's father, Solus, eventually kills Cosmic Spider-Man by absorbing the Enigma Force, and this moment shocks the Spider-Verse alliance. So he was the potential of Peter Parker fully unleashed. We always hear the line, "With great power comes great responsibility," and this Peter bears the greatest responsibility of all. He's noble, kind and wise, yet never loses the humility that makes Spider-Man who he is. Binary. Before she was Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers reached godlike heights as Binary, one of the most powerful forms she has ever achieved. And this transformation didn't come from Kree technology, it came from a cosmic explosion that rewrote her very DNA, turning her into a living star. The origin of Binary begins during the classic Uncanny X-Men run by Chris Claremont, after Carol's power as Miss Marvel were stripped from her by Rogue, who at the time was still a villain. She was left powerless and emotionally broken. The X-Men took her in, and during a mission in space, Danvers was captured by an alien race known as the Brood, and while experimenting on her, the Brood accidentally unlocked Carol's true potential, activating the dormant, Kree-human hybrid DNA that had been altered over the years. And the result was Binary, a being fused with the power of a white hole, allowing her to tap into the full electromagnetic spectrum, manipulate stellar energy, and generate heat and radiation on a cosmic scale. She could fly faster than light, survive in space without protection, and go toe-to-toe with galactic threats. She was a walking supernova. As Binary, she joined the Starjammers, a group of spacefaring rebels led by Corsair, Cyclops' father, and spent years off-world battling cosmic threats. Her power level during this time was easily on par with top-tier Avengers and even some celestial-level beings. She could bend the laws of physics with energy blasts, absorb radiation, and emit the energy of a star. And though Carol eventually lost the Binary power, burning it out after years of overuse, it never truly left her. Later runs, including Captain Marvel by Kelly Thompson, show moments where the Binary form returns, either through memory, dreams, or temporary bursts of power. Astro Regulator Thanos. If King Thanos is the embodiment of victory without purpose, this version of Thanos is the apex of omnipotence, a version who rewrites all of existence. Introduced in Thanos the Infinity Conflict and the Infinity Ending, this version of the Mad Titan wields the power of a forgotten, cosmic device called the Astral Regulator. In this storyline, Thanos transcends even the powers of the Living Tribunal, the Infinity Stones, and the one above all's cosmic balance, all in pursuit of one insane goal: absolute control of all realities, timelines, and possibilities. He achieves this by discovering and taking control of the Astral Regulator, a device once used by the one above all to maintain equilibrium across the multiverse, and with it, Thanos becomes the supreme editor of reality itself. Once in possession of the device, Thanos absorbs the Living Tribunal, erases multiversal abstracts like eternity and infinity, destroys entire universes as casually as blinking, rewrites the laws of logic and physics to fit his will, and becomes omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent across the multiverse. And he did all of that with a terrifying calmness, believing he's making the universe better. And like a cosmic editor cleaning up a messy book, he trims anything he finds unnecessary, even if it means wiping out entire civilizations or abstract embodiments of concepts. But here's the twist: he loses. Why? Because he makes the same mistake he always does. He underestimates himself, or rather a version of himself. In the final moments of the Infinity Ending, a part of Thanos' soul, dubbed the Good Thanos, the one that regrets doubts and fears, manages to separate itself and reject the device's influence. With help from Adam Warlock, this fragment essentially undoes everything Astral Regulator Thanos created, using the device to reset reality back to its original state. And the price? The erasure of the godlike Thanos. So despite having ultimate power, Astral Regulator Thanos is brought down not by a bigger force, but by his own inner conflict. And based on that, we can safely say that this version of Thanos is one of the most powerful beings in all of Marvel lore. More powerful than the Infinity Gauntlet, more powerful than King Thanos, and arguably above nearly every cosmic entity. Jean Grey becomes the White Phoenix. When it comes to raw cosmic power in Marvel Comics, few characters reach the heights of Jean Grey with the Phoenix Force. But as the White Phoenix, this is Jean not merely as a mutant or as just a host, but as the true embodiment of the Phoenix Force itself. At this level, Jean becomes a cosmic constant, a guardian of reality, time, and rebirth itself. From the beginning, Jean's connection to the Phoenix Force has been deeper than anyone else's. She's the only known mortal who can fully bond with the Phoenix without losing herself. And while many characters have hosted the Phoenix, like Cyclops, Namor, and Wolverine, none have reached the same level of symbiosis. Anyway, Jean's ascension into the White Phoenix of the Crown takes place after her death and rebirth. After a battle involving a Magneto imposter, she dies in the arms of Cyclops, and her final wish being for him to move on and live a full life. But death was never the end for Jean Grey. 150 years into the future, a Phoenix egg hatches, and Jean is reborn once again. She finds herself in the White Hot Room, a metaphysical space beyond time where all Phoenix hosts and fragments exist. Here, Jean wears her white and gold Phoenix costume and is officially referred to by the Phoenix consciousness as the White Phoenix of the Crown, the highest expression of the Phoenix's essence. In the White Hot Room, she learns that her universe is broken. Beasts corrupted by the sentient bacterial entity Sublime had used the drug kick to bring about the ruin of Earth. Jean sees this devastation, and though others urge her to let the dying timeline fade, she refuses. Guided by the Phoenix itself, Jean takes the broken universe into her hands. She doesn't reset time with a bang. She nudges the past, guiding Cyclops to remain at the X-Men's school and to open his heart to Emma Frost, gently steering the future toward hope. And as the White Phoenix of the Crown, Jean operates on a multiversal level. Her powers include complete molecular and atomic control, multiversal awareness, manipulation of life, death and rebirth, time-space alteration, eraser or restoration of entire realities, and unity with all aspects of the Phoenix Force. As the White Phoenix, she's enlightened, representing the Phoenix not as a force of destruction, but as a delicate cycle of creation and renewal. She's the only being truly compatible with the Phoenix, and the White Phoenix of the Crown is her final form. Captain America with the Infinity Gauntlet. In one of the most unexpected yet powerful moments in Marvel history, Captain America wielded the Infinity Gauntlet. It happened during the New Avengers run by Jonathan Hickman, when the multiverse was collapsing. Worlds are colliding in cataclysmic events, known as incursions, and Earth's heroes are forced to make impossible decisions, sacrifice another Earth, or let their own world die. And to address this, the Illuminati, a secret council of Marvel's smartest and most powerful heroes, reforms under Black Panther's leadership. But this time they want to avoid the moral compromises of the past. past. Enter Captain America, the living embodiment of honor and integrity. Steve isn't a genius like Reed Richards or a sorcerer like Doctor Strange, but what he brings to the table is his unshakable ethics. So when they manage to reassemble the Infinity Gauntlet, it's unanimously agreed that only Cap is worthy enough to wield its ultimate power. And in New Avengers issue 3, the incursions finally reach a point where Earth is moments away from collision with another planet. And with no time to spare, Steve Rogers dons the Infinity Gauntlet, wielding all 6 stones to literally push the oncoming planet away, saving Earth and all life on it. It's an awe-inspiring moment. Cap stands as a cosmic messiah, using godlike power with the precision and nobility only he could manage. Among that group, of course. But even for him, the strain is enormous. The gauntlet cracks under the sheer energy of halting an incursion, and 5 of the 6 stones shatter, leaving only the time stone intact. So although Steve Rogers did save the world, the gauntlet is rendered unusable. And with most of the Infinity Stones destroyed, the heroes lose their best weapon against the coming multiversal collapse. Worse still, when Cap refuses to accept the Illuminati's darker plans for future incursions, Doctor Strange wipes his memory, erasing all knowledge of his time with the gauntlet and the group's actions. So when he used the Infinity Gauntlet, he did so to save billions of lives, and it marked the most powerful version of Cap at that point. It was temporary, yes, but it was effective.